Sean Bradley. I'm here at Andy Moore Chevrolet in Indianapolis, actually right outside Indianapolis. And you are, sir?
Chris Lynn.
Chris, how long have you been in the automotive industry?
32 years.
Okay, and you just sat in roughly almost 2 full days of Sean Bradley's training for internet sales, correct?
That is absolutely correct.
All right, just really quick, what is the 1 or 2 things that you got out of the training?
After doing this as long as I've done it, the business itself wears on you. And Sean took me from being 52 or 3 years old to where I feel like I'm 22 or 3.
Okay, now how would you rate, because again, after doing this for 30 plus years, you could detect BS. Yeah, how would you detect the level of the subject matter information, the curriculum itself, the strategies, the processes that were discussed? Would you think that they're realistic, they're viable for even a veteran at your caliber?
Yes, I believe they're realistic. And a lot of times when I've been in training, and I've been in a lot of training, it sounded really good, but there was no way to implement it and it wouldn't work in real time. I believe this will work.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to say this to everybody. I cannot wait to share in your success. Okay, and you are, sir?
Ken Thurman.
Okay, Ken, this is interesting because I just found this out today. How long have you been doing automotive internet sales in BDC?
Started in 1998, so 14 years.
Okay. I started in 99. It's been 14 years, so you're almost 15 years, brother.
That's true.
Okay, so now, for someone that's been doing internet sales for that long, almost a similar question over here is, did you learn anything different or unique? Let's start with the unique stuff. Forget about the good stuff, just unique or different.
There's definitely a bunch of unique things. I'm a numbers person. You gave me a perspective and a different way to look at the numbers to make them work.
Can you pick one thing? Especially at your level, I'd like to be able to identify one.
Probably the most important thing to me is being able to quantify what the salespeople and the internet coordinators do and keep track of it in a way that makes sense to both them and myself.
So do you like how we were going to do the 120 and then I gave you the formula from there?
Exactly.
That's 11 to 14% connection and 25 to 33. So that's the structure numerically backed is what you liked.
Yes, I like it that I can hold people accountable for a real reason.
Now, question for you. What about what we talked about over here? Yeah, I'm not going to tell them what this is. We're going to show this, though. But what about that whole concept of the strategy? It's not just that we're going to just work hard because, but there's actually a very advanced strategy I only unveiled at the very end.
The strategy that you unveiled at the end is different than anything I've ever seen, and it makes sense. You know, I think you used the analogy of the lion chasing the gazelle.
Yeah.
You know, we should do that. It makes sense. Why would you spread your resources everywhere instead of attacking the weakest point, taking the opportunity?
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Again, like I'm going to say this again, like a broken record, I am looking forward to sharing your success, especially after all those years. It excites me to find other people that are internet practitioners, etc., especially for that long. And you are, sir?
I'm Rick Stratton.
Okay, and we just discussed that you are on track to hit over 6 figures this year, right?
I will be.
Okay, so let's hit it hard just for a second. You and I just talked about the fact that it's the end of the month. It is, can you tell them what today's date is?
Today's the 29th.
Okay, and it is the end of the month for the first month of this year, and you've been, I don't want to say trapped, but you've been confined for training for 2 days. Now, do you feel that what you learned in this training will help you in some way?
Definitely. We've been in this training now for 2 days, and yes, this is the last week of the month, the significant part of the month, and I'm still willing to invest the next 3 days of this week to learn more.
That's right, because the other dealer synergy trainer, L.A. Williams, the blind phone ninja, is going to be coming through to kill it. Listen, again, like I said, I cannot wait to share in your guys' success. And you are?
Charles Wells.
Okay, Charles. Same thing I've been asking everybody else. What did you get out of this training, if anything, or from Sean Bradley as a trainer, subject matter person?
How to think outside the box with your customer approach. How to really relate to a customer and how to really focus on your job. You control what you can't control. There's a lot of aspects, like I stated earlier, a lot of aspects that we learned here that you can kind of take out and use in your real life. I mean, you can only control what you can't control, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. But there's a lot of different ways you showed us to approach a customer and approach the sale of a car.
Real quick, because you're a CRM specialist here, right?
Yes.
What do you think about the approach? Forget about the company that we're talking about. It's irrelevant. But do you like the Sean Bradley and Dealer Synergy approach on how to handle the CRM as far as for your appointment setters?
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it.
Is it like less brain damage? And
no, it's less brain damage, exactly.
And transparency, so you love it.
Okay. It's there, and you can hold people accountable, and I mean, you can get them at their goals and say, hey, this is where you need to be, and this is where you're at right now, and it's something we kind of don't have in place right now. So
Perfect. I look forward to sharing your success. Quickly, because we spoke to you before, so I don't want to put you too much on airtime and over stress you. But you're new.
Yeah.
How new are you?
About a month.
Okay, so you're a month. You've never been in the automotive industry before.
No.
Okay, so then the last 2 days of training, how did that help you, if any way?
Like I said, it gave me a lot of information that I'm going to be using. And like he was talking about how to treat the customers and listen to them, give them more information.
Does it give you more confidence so when you get on the phones?
Yeah, it will now.
Okay, and again, echo it. I can't wait to share in your success. And you are?
Linda Grass,
Linda, you've been doing this for how long?
a little over a year.
Okay, so you've been doing this. You've been working really hard. You were doing a lot of different job roles. How does the Sean Bradley and Dealer Synergy process differ from the way that you were doing it for the last year?
It narrows it down and gives me the roadmap of how I'm supposed to do my job and what all my job is supposed to entail and how the organizational hierarchy of the whole plan is going to unfold.
And what did you learn from this that's different or better than what you're normally used to?
It leads me down the path of what I'm supposed to do on my job to make myself successful and not all the other little jobs that I've been doing, kind of plunging here and there just to help out everybody, that I have a direct job and what my direct job is to be.
Awesome. I look forward to sharing your success as well. Okay, you are?
Jim Daniels.
Jim, if you could pick one thing, I want to talk about just the technology side of things. You have a really good knowledge of social media and some technology. You said you were self-titled.
Gadget geek.
There you go. So can you talk about on the technology level, did you hear anything that you liked that was interesting or that was validated or useful?
Absolutely. We talked at length today about social media networking strategies that you've used in the past, and I found that to be extremely useful because I've never had anybody really bring it together. You know, I've heard a lot of talk about how it can work wonders in business, but never really how to make that happen.
Like unicorns are great. They're awesome creatures.
Right.
But have you ever seen a unicorn? Yeah, exactly. Okay, good. So you got a lot out of that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to, again, share in your success as well.
Absolutely.
And you are?
Stefan Young.
Okay, and what's your role at the dealership?
I'm actually an internet manager at my dealership.
Okay, and what did you get out of the training for the last 2 days? Was it worth your time?
Very much worth my time. Realized the vast possibilities, unlimited possibilities of internet sales. It's forever changing. We've been refocused. We've been redirected the last 2 days, and I expect in the next 3 days it's just going to continue. Look forward to it.
Yes, you guys are all going to really, I promise you, enjoy L.A. Williams, the blind phone ninja. So, again, I appreciate your time, okay? Take care.